All right, tip number one, always put your license in a Ziploc bag. Obviously, I'm sure most people do that, or even laminate it, etc. Two though, to go with your tag, you gotta have a pen to fill it out. Wrap your pen with either duct tape or electrical tape. That way, when you put your tag on your deer's leg or antler or whatever it may be, you got the tape right there on your pen. You fill out the tag, you wrap the tape around it, boom, there you go. This goes right in here perfectly and fits right in your pack, nice and neat. All right, tip number two. When you get to your tree, always hang my bottom two sticks. I usually use 4. These are the Muddy Pros, just for instance, but any other stick. I normally hang 2 from the ground. So I hang 1, use my aiders, etc. Then I'll just climb up with it, usually without my lineman's belt because I'm only 6 feet off the ground. And I'll hang my second stick, and then I'll climb back down real quick. So I hang 2 from the ground. Then I got my other 2 sticks. And what I do is I have loops in my harness. I'll show a close up on those. That you put the standoffs right into the loops on your harness, and that way you can climb up with your 2 sticks right on your hips right here. They actually end up sitting back. So you don't have, they're not real, you think you might kick them with your knees, but you don't, because they're actually back here on your hips, and when you're climbing, your legs are like this, so they hang free. It works out pretty good that way. All right, tip number 3. So what I do is I actually hook my camera arm onto my pull-up rope first on my first trip up. I make 2 trips up because I'm filming. If I wasn't filming, I would just do it in 1 trip up. But I hook my camera arm up on my pull rope, which I clip to my harness or my belt or somewhere down here when I make the first climb. That way I can get up there and I have my stand on my back. I can get up there and I can hang my stand and I can get my camera arm situated first and pull it up, and then I climb back down. And that's when I'll change. Normally I'll add a layer or 2 or or stuff like that, and then get my pack organized. Then my pack goes on my back and I go up and I'm ready to hunt. On the second trip up, I clip my tow rope to my bow on my second trip up. So first trip up, I clip it to my camera arm. This one is a Hunting Beast camera arm. It does not use a base, it's all one piece. If you have one with a base, I would try to get like a pouch, or if it can go in your pocket or something like that. That way on your first trip up, you get your camera arm, base, and arm set up ready to go. And on the second trip up, you got your pack on your back with your bow on your tow rope. So 2 trips up filming. If I wasn't filming, I would only do 1 trip up, obviously. Alright, so quick tip number 4 is the Easy Hang hook made by Lone Wolf. So what I do with this is I hang it on the tree, obviously, and if I'm using an actual Lone Wolf stand, like the Assault here, it actually has a slot for the Easy Hang hook, obviously. But even with this one, you want to use the top speed button still, anyways. But if you don't have an Assault or a Lone Wolf stand and you're using another stand, what you do, tie a little piece of paracord, a little loop right around the seat right here. And so when you get so when you have this in your pocket, you go up and you strap this to the tree. So with the hook on the tree, you hang your stand either by the paracord loop or by the Lone Wolf bracket, and you hang it onto the Easy Hang hook. Now it's standing there, the weight is off your arms, it's just hanging there freely. What you do next is you use the tree strap and you hook it to your top speed button on most stands. And what I would do is once I get it on that top speed button and I get the stand secured to the tree but not fully tightened down yet, I will take the Easy Hang hook off of the paracord loop or out of the seat post in the Lone Wolf Assault or Alpha, and I will actually loosen it up just a touch and slide it over, and now I have a perfect hook for my bag or my pack or camera bag or whatever you want to take in the tree with you. But now you have a hook right there that's right off to the side and right at the base of your seat. It's a perfect place for it, and it works out great, and it's all in one trip. You don't have to have any extra hooks or anything extra. It's already right there with you. All right, so quick tip number 5. This may be not how some people do it, but this is the way I feel is the safest. When you climb up and you go to hang your stand, you see how I have the stand hung here and where I'm standing at. You always want your lineman's belt, as you're climbing up, you're bringing that lineman's belt up with you. You bring your lineman's belt up high and you hang your stand below your lineman's belt. Because if you hang your lineman's belt, if you try to hang your stand high while you're sitting here like this, then you have to detach from the tree at one point to get into your stand, and it basically defeats the purpose. Now you can hook up a tether, or you could do other things, but the way I do it, I just flick this lineman's belt up real high, and then I just hang the stand down here a touch lower, and it works out perfect. Now I will go ahead and do tip number 6 as well while I'm sitting right here. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see it right here or not, I have my top climbing stick right here, and the strap that goes around it, on the Muddy it's a rope, it's right here like this. Now I position the stand because sometimes when you hang that stand a touch too high, and then when you cam lock it down, your V bracket will get into your strap of your top stick. And so in order to avoid that, always put the V bracket right below the strap on my top stick, and that's where you originally will set it. Then you get into the stand and you cam lock it, and it goes down a couple more inches, but you never have to worry about you cam locking down onto a top strap of onto the strap of your top stick, which could cause it to break. Obviously that's not wanted. So put the V bracket right below the strap on your top stick, then you cam lock in, it'll go a couple inches down, perfect, safe and sound.